This is the Variety Sports Network, created for the fans, by the fans. Now to your host of tonight's show.
Well,
Ladies and gentlemen, what? Where'd he go?
I don't know. Josh.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the 7th inning stretch. I'm Josh Edwards. Tyler McGurk's here. And Daren will be here.
Daren will be right back, Josh. I'm so excited to have you here. We've had a great NL free agency period. We got the Cubs. Are they the favorites in the NL Central? We'll find out. The Giants continuously decide to do nothing. They pretend to be right at the top of everybody's free agency list, and they continue to fail. We'll start with the Giants because I'm more of a Giants fan. Daren will correct this ship as he wants to go when he comes back. Josh, as a baseball fan, I'm a Giants fan. We'll get into the Giants a little bit. But what are your thoughts on how San Francisco Giants, from afar, handle this free agency? They continuously say they're at the top of everyone's list. They continuously lose everybody who comes to see them. They go to the Dodgers. They go to the Cubs. How would you handle this as a fan? Do you think the Giants have any chance of signing free agents in the future? Do they need a new GM? What's going on, in your opinion, with the San Francisco Giants?
So, because I don't have a direct source out there that I talk to on a regular basis, you and I don't get the opportunity to talk regularly because we have separately aptly schedules.
This is absolutely off the cuff. This shit just went haywire. We're trying to figure it out as we go.
It'll be all good. No worries. So I'm going from everything I hear, and conversation, everything. It sounds like from where I'm at, San Francisco's got a couple problems, economically or culturally or whatever the hell it is. I have no idea. So it sounds like there's an appeal thing of living in San Francisco. The fact that California's taxes are ridiculous and San Francisco is one of the most expensive cities in the United States to live in, that probably doesn't help because you got to compensate for that in tax. I mean, if I was a player, I'm going to go play California or New York or Chicago. I'm going to say, hey, you're going to pay me more because of the taxes I got to pay when I'm out here. Logan said it better than I did. But I don't know. I mean, the Giants are a very storied and historied organization. They've always had a very good reputation. I think it's a bad time for them right now. The way the markets are, with the way the baseball market is itself right now, it's a tough spot for Giants fans. And God bless you all for sticking behind your team, but I mean, until something changes, and I don't know what that is for that organization, I don't see it getting better. Unmute yourself.
I'm muted. Sorry.
You're a professional.
I love doing this with you. I mean, Daren, I miss you wholeheartedly. But as far as the Giants go, as a huge San Francisco Giants fan from the day I was born, it doesn't make sense on like any aspect of what they're doing. They can afford any free agent. They claim to be going after every top free agent. Even the Cubs left-handed Japanese pitcher that 90% of non-baseball fans, the huge baseball fans know who he is. And I'm not even going to say his name because you can guess it. You know who he is. Won't sign with the Giants. The Giants, I mean, it's a mess. It's disappointing as a Giants fan. They do make a move. The last time you and Daren talked, since the last time me and you talked, they go get Robbie Ray. They trade Haniger and DeSclafani, who are two scrubs in my opinion, to go get Robbie Ray, a former Cy Young Award winner. What are your thoughts on that trade? I think
it was good. I think the Giants won that trade. I think that's why I said in the whole group, message, or in one of the message groups I'm in for baseball. I said the Giants won that trade.
I agree with you. As a Giants fan, they won the trade, but they didn't win it in as emphatic position as much as most Giants fans want to believe. They won it in because Robbie Ray went out with a Cy Young, or has a Cy Young award winning. How do I get Darren back in this thing? Add the stage. Thank God.
There you go.
Darren, thank God you're back. But Robbie Ray did
say that
half season with a Cy Young, not a Cy Young. What's the fucking award that you miss when you miss a year? Tommy John surgery. He's not coming back for a Tommy John surgery. He's not coming back for another 3 months. So they have him for 3 months of exactly back from Tommy John. It's hard to imagine where this works out well for the Giants. They do well with these pitchers who, like Kevin Gausman, the Carlos Rodons, who are these high prospect, great pitchers, but never work out. But a 32-year-old who hasn't pitched in 3 months because of Tommy John, it's hard to believe that he's going to come back and be like, oh, we're going to be right back there. And then even if he does work out, we're going to have to sign you for a 3-year contract for $60 million where you've only pitched for a month and a half of great baseball. That's where it is hard. I mean, they did give up very little. They gave up Haniger and Descafani, who are bums. But if it works out, you're going to have to give $60 million to somebody you don't know is going to work out in the future. As a Giants fan, it hurts me to be on that side of the trade where that's not a bad side to be on. It's not that I don't like it. It's that it can't work out in the worst unless you give them the $60 million for 3 years, and then it doesn't work out. So, in a year, I'll realize if this trade works or not.
First of all, I need to apologize. My internet sucks. It's Northern California. Get your work together. I don't know what the deal is there, but
the wind is out of control.
It's frustrating when you have
taxes you guys pay. You don't have great internet. I thought California gave everybody great internet. Because that's what they tell us out here in the Midwest.
I agree. I should get it. So I apologize for that. Putting you guys on the hot seat there. Thanks for getting me through the first couple minutes of it. I know we're talking Robbie Ray with it. SS smells like butt. My A's are a butt. Let's go baseball. All right. So just to get me updated, were we just talking Giants? That where we're at with it. Robbie Ray right now with it. That's where we're at with it. So my thing with Robbie Ray was this. I was going to go here with it was, what's ultimately the Giants' plan though? That's my thing is you guys get Robbie Ray, and I read the articles oh, we get him back. He's a Cy Young winner. I'm like, yeah, but he's coming back from Tommy John. Nobody just comes back and throws 7 innings and right away and does all those things. So for me, I kind of take it. Let's go to the from just the Robbie Ray segment. How does this apply to Tyler? I guess I feel like a bigger plan for the Giants because again, you missed your biggest signing is Lee right now. You don't have again, you guys have missed out on the big free agents to this point. And so I don't understand what the Giants' plan is. I'm with Ryan. Go A's all the way, but whatever. The Giants is where we're at with it right now. I don't get I just don't understand the plan. I feel like he's selling a good plan and he's keeping his job, but I don't get it.
What do you mean by you don't get it?
I don't get what I don't last week we talked about the Red Sox plan and what they signed Giolito, but me and Josh were yeah, but what are we doing moving forward? Some of the signings are weird. You got Trevor Story a few years ago, and then you get rid of the Giants. I don't really understand how they think they're going to compete with these other teams and these divisions. And Mike Krukow could tell me, well, they won 82 games last year with that roster, and they're going to win a few more because they have a few better players. But that was supposed to be the case a couple years ago too. So I'm just saying, you guys are the craziest stat I've read all week. Josh, but wait to share this one. You guys have not had a player hit 30 home runs since Barry Bonds in 2004. That is insane.
You serious?
That's insane.
Wow.
So I don't know.
Impressive.
Get the plan.
There is no plan. Farhan has no plan. I mean, if you want to look at a crazier stat, look at the opening day left fielders in San Francisco Giants history for Barry Bonds.
Oh yeah.
You'll be blown away with the lack of consistency because there is none. It's strictly one left fielder after another of absolute trash left field play. As far as Farhan goes, there's no consistency. He has done nothing. He promises the world and delivers nothing. I don't know what, like, as a fan, you sit back and you're like, I don't want to be too judgmental. I don't know what's going on. It is baseball. Like, I'm not in control of what goes on. But at the same time, you're a fan and you're like, nothing goes on. We continuously lose. We continuously have less talent. We continuously see our rivals sign better players, better hitters, better pitchers, better relievers. And we continuously sign the bottom of the barrel. Like, the catcher we just signed, like, oh, what a great signing. We already have Patrick Bailey. We signed, I can't even think of his name up top
Yeah,
of
it was
my
like
head. Sorry for
something
being
Murphy, Tim Murphy or something like that.
Murphy, whatever his name is. It doesn't matter. As Vince McMahon said, it doesn't matter what his name is. It doesn't. It's just we continuously sign terrible player after terrible. Like, there's no, like, excitement going into the season. Like, Patrick Bailey, I didn't even know who he was 2 years ago, and now we at least have him. And we saw him for a year, and we're like, oh, this guy actually has something. He shows something that there's something to be promising. There's something like, oh, we can watch this. This is what we need to see. And it's tough to see. There's no pitchers going forward. We have Webb, who we've seen for 4 years, finished 7th in Cy Young, and that's something to be excited about.
Hold on, let me get Josh here. Josh, what do you, from a distance here? Let's help us out here. Let's get your voice out. What do you think of the Giants plan from your, like, we're out there, you're watching it from Missouri area out there. What do you kind of, Giants have always been a little thorn in the side once in a while. How do you kind of, from afar, like we talked about the Red Sox, what do you think about the Giants plan?
First of all, the Giants are always a pain in the Cardinals side, regardless of how good they are that year. Every single time, they're a pain in the rear. I don't know. I think they're on a long-term ordeal. I think they know they can't do enough in a season or two to revamp that team. It's too far off. And again, with the things that I was talking about with Tyler earlier about just the economics and the culture and the Logan said it's a hellhole out there. I wouldn't know. I've never been there. I mean, maybe all that's true. I mean, maybe they got bigger things they got to battle that are outside of their control, and they're just going to have to sweeten the pot to get the big names there.
The thing too with the Giants, like I said, like I've never, they're always a team I've always kind of just, I mean, it's not a team I've rooted for. I haven't like hate them. It's just not. It's, I don't know. It's kind of just always mutual about it. Kind of depends if my friends are too arrogant about the team. I feel like a little bit. That kind of draws me the other way with it. But those are my things with the Giants. Is like I just wanted to get into the Ray signing because the idea too that you guys signed Mitch Haniger and then you trade him back to the Mariners. I also kind of found funny as well. Like the Mariners making that trade back for him. Like we got him back. We got Mitch back. Like it's kind of like a big deal for them. Like we got Buchanan.
Well, they haven't done anything. If the fans liked him, they might be doing it for the fans.
Yeah, I think he was a fan favorite. So when they got rid of him, because he had that 39 home run season for him before they let him go, so he was good. They get Ray. The thing is, Tyler, he's out till the break, and you never know with these injury things. He can be out till August. Next thing that knows. So the Giants are in trouble there a little bit. Manaea, your ex-Giant, he goes to the Mets. My guy CP out in New York, he liked the signing for the Mets, getting $28 million. I told him I was trying to be nice.
Terrible.
I don't see it. I feel like that's going to be $14 million a year from Manaea, guys. Wow, that seems like quite a bit.
I mean, terrible signing for the Mets. Manaea is god awful. At least the year I saw him, you as an A's fan got to see him for a lot longer. As a Giants fan for that 1 year, he couldn't getting out of an getting out of an inning was absolutely like the most exciting thing in the world. Like, thank God Sean Manaea got out of it. I don't know what the Giants are gonna do. The signings are terrible.
How about the Mets? They signed him, not you guys.
No, that's terrible. The Mets are I don't understand what they're doing. I don't know if anyone could defend that. They haven't watched Sean Manaea pitch for a year and a half.
they also signed Logan's boy Hader, right? Josh, they got Hader there too. They got the 1 year $10.5 million. I like how somebody posted a picture of Logan Paul instead of Hader in a Mets hat. That was kind of funny there. Then what was the other guy? The other Logan guy that I always joke about, Hernandez. He signs with the Dodgers. Josh, 1 year, $23 million. The Dodgers get another hitter. Unbelievable.
I'm gonna laugh when they get bounced in the first round.
Get out of that average. If that happens, man, the Ohtani, they're already on Sunday night, the first game. They got that. That's an obvious one, right?
Yeah, against us.
Yeah, they need to be. They need. They need Belly. Honestly, Tyler, if you got the banners there for me, you can help me out with that too along the way once in a while. They got the bell. They got Belly there. Honestly, they need to re-sign Peterson and go after pitching wins championship. They need some good bats. I will never tell anybody to go after the Bell. I will never tell anybody to go after the belly burner. That's not going to be somebody I'm going to tell you to go after. Sorry, Logan. That's not going to happen. You're muted, Tyler. You're muted.
Damn it. Hey, if you're looking at this, where is Belly a good stop? Like in Houston for 1 year? No, he's already been in Chicago. He
needs to stay there.
No, that's not working again. I promise you. He's hitting just like the Dodgers when he won the MVP. He's coming back at 230, striking out 280 times.
I'm okay with that as a Cardinals fan.
I respect that, Josh, as a fan of the Cardinals. But if you're thinking like for the whole 32 MLB teams, where is the best spot for Bellinger to keep his career going?
Chicago is the best spot, Tyler. But the problem is, when you think that you're a $200 million hitter, when your stats tell you you're not a $200 million player, nobody's gonna pay you that money. Like I think me and Lo were texting him with Josh. I think he's right. I think he doesn't sign probably until spring training. And it's probably gonna be a 1 year deal. Who in their right mind is gonna give this guy 4 years, $100 million? Who?
The Cubs.
Bingo.
Yeah, that's the only team. That's what I'm saying. That's crazy talk for another team to give him that deal. That would be just ridiculous to give another team that type of deal. Totally. Logan?
God damn, Logan's looking handsome tonight.
Hey, that's why we got so many viewers. We had a male model on the last few weeks.
I was going to say, if he's messaging in, he can be on the show. Slacker.
Logan, what's up?
Oh, nothing much. Sorry, hold on. I'm trying to figure out.
Is he in a space? I think my computer might be working. I might if I get double.
No, it's not you, Darren. Darren, you sound great.
It's me.
No, you. At least he looks great always up there. But the Bellinger part there, Logan Bellinger, you think nobody's gonna give him that much money? It's never gonna happen. Tyler.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about Teoscar Hernandez and how he's getting money deferred in 2030.
Hey, Teoscar Hernandez can suck my dick and fuck the Dodgers. That's how I feel about Teoscar Hernandez. Fuck the Dodgers. This doesn't make any sense how they sign every fucking player in all of baseball. It's not good for baseball.
Oh,
Excuse my language. I'm sorry.
I actually had a theory.
Kids out there.
I actually had a theory about the whole thing, because we were talking about this a couple weeks ago whenever they signed, I'm guessing it was Yamamoto. And we said, all baseball fans are acting like the Dodgers aren't going to have any consequences. And of course they're going to have consequences. They're going to have to pay Shohei $680 million in between 2030 and 2040. They're going to have to pay Freeman $57 million between that time too, and Mookie Betts $115 million between that time. And I said, so they're still having to pay a whole bunch of money, just not right now. And I was thinking last night, is this the new version of Moneyball? And I'm putting that in air quotes just because of how revolutionary the A's were in 2002. And I know it was before that. It was 1995. But, what if this works out where they win 3, maybe 4 World Series? And then in 2030, between 2040, they're still able to contend. Like, what if it enters that point where they don't really have that much consequences from it?
They're going to have to pay you.
Logan.
Okay, no, you have to pay the piper. At some point, you will have to pay up. It will happen. It always does. It will. I mean, there's no way you can sustain it. Even the Yankees, it happened for a few years there. Like, it will eventually come back to bite them.
Can we bring
baseball? It's tough, Tyler.
I mean, the A's didn't sniff one World Series. They got to the ALCS one time. Let's not go out of control and be like, oh, what if this team wins 4 World Series?
Yeah, I hear
It's a completely different thing that the Dodgers are doing. The Dodgers are going to create – they're going at like the players we've never even heard of and overspending. Like this lefty from – not that he signed with the Dodgers. He went to the Cubs. But nobody even heard of this lefty till after the guy signed with the Dodgers, after Ohtani signed, and then the other guy from the Japanese league signed with the Dodgers. And then all of a sudden there's like, oh, look at this lefty from the Japanese league who everybody else had a chance to sign. But, like, nobody knew who he was going into the offseason. He was the third pitcher of that Major League Baseball. That's where I'm like, this is a whole different thing of contract.
They spent $1 billion on 2 players. I mean, like, just like that. I mean, Tyler, we've been doing franchise mode for years at MLB, and we never
3 players.
There are 3 players, but so to Hernandez's point, the Dodgers lineup now that makes them a lot more complete. You have him in there. That really kind of it's almost like an Ozuna signing to me for the Braves a few years ago, like kind of just a veteran hitter.
Don't do that to my boy. Don't do that to him.
That's where I got him out there, John. That's
this is the best signing the Dodgers have made in a couple years because he's a absolutely Major League Baseball stud outfielder. Maybe not an all-star every year, but he can hit 40 home runs. He might hit 25, but he's a stud outfielder. He's going to give you a professional at bat, and they got him for a reasonable price, not the overpriced, like out of this country league price or this. I think Teoscar Hernandez is the best player they got in the offseason, even including Ohtani for the price, because he's not going to pitch. As far as dollar for at bat, dollar for what he's going to do every game, I think Teoscar Hernandez is the best player they got.
Tyler, actually, Ohtani's getting paid $2 million a year, so
yeah, but that's going to come back and haunt them at some point.
Yeah,
I got the lineup. As you go,
I'm actually surprised that you guys are not saying that the Dodgers overpaid for Hernandez.
It's 1-year deal. Who cares?
Okay. To me,
deals don't matter to me. It can be
really okay.
I don't care what it is, because to me, it's not really. It's kind of just whatever. 1 year, you can trade them or you can suck up the money. I guess you know what I mean.
I would have paid him like $18 million. Honestly, I think but I mean, what $5 million to the Dodgers? So,
dude, I mean,
if it doesn't work after 162, it's gone. If it's off the books, we'll go get 162 from the next big Zhou Meng Chang or whoever the next best Korean CH.
He's pretty good. I saw he's pretty good. I saw him in the spring. Hey, if I look at the lineup right here, those first 7 at bats are tough. Like those are not easy at bats whatsoever. Like that's gonna be a tough lineup there for it whatsoever.
Tyler, what was the name of the player that they can go after next season?
No.
Zhou Meng Chang.
Oh, okay.
Remember, I told you. I would have said it wrong with the Padres guy they signed last week. All right, hey, let me get us a little back on track here as I was.
Oh man.
Internet.
That's what you're here for.
Josh Edwards, can I just tell you the frustration in my soul? That 10 minutes right there. It was a lot of fun. When you put work into something, people, you waste 2 hours of your life doing banners. You don't want it to go to waste, so you try to make it happen with it. So we talked Dodgers there. Logan, if you can stay on, great. If you can't, I understand throughout as we move through the show here.
I got a couple minutes.
All right. Well, you say one thing. Hey, I want to move to the NL Central where I wanted to start the show here from the very beginning. It was the Cubs. They finalized the deal here for the 4-year deal for Shota, for the lefty pitcher from Japan that you were referring to, Tyler. My question is this simple. Let's keep it simple. We're already 30 minutes of the show here. Should the Cubs be the favorites to win the NL Central? The reason I asked that question is they lost by 9 to the Brewers, and you had your Cardinals, those St. Louis Cardinals, they finished last place. Pirates finished above them right there, and then you have the Reds. The Reds have some starting pitching that could come on this year that might give them a little life. The Cubs are in a good position here with this relief pitcher. They make the pay. They can get another signing here. We've talked about Chapman. They've even Hayers involved maybe with them. Are the Cubs the favorite to win the NL Central? Josh Edwards, you get first call here.
I mean, no, not yet, but they're definitely making a run at it.
Logan?
Cut and dry.
I don't know. I saw someone ask that same question yesterday, and I don't know. I don't know if there's necessarily a favorite as of right now.
There's always got to be one. There's a betting favorite. There always is, sir.
As of right now, no. But I think with the moves that they are about to make, i.e., Alonso, a trade for Alonso, trade for certain players, signing Bellinger, signing a couple other batters, Reese Hoskins even. I think it would make them the favorites. But right now, if you had to put a gun to my head, yes, they're the favorites.
All right.
But I mean, by 2 games, I think.
Hey, a favorite's a favorite in some regard. I'm gonna get their starting pitching up in here as we get into it. What do you think there? What do you think, Tyler?
I think the Cubs are the favorites, especially if they can get Bellinger back. But the starting pitching, I mean, with the way Steele pitched last year, and then this. I mean, I've never seen a guy get overhyped like Imanaga. I don't know who he is until yesterday after all these Asian pitchers get signed. And then all of a sudden, Larry
I got to shout out your brother. Trevor Gott, baby. Let's go. All right, sorry. Ryan, I had to acknowledge that. Go back to the Cubs.
I mean, this Imanaga guy, I don't know who he is. I hope he's works out for the Cubs.
Senga was pretty good for the Mets last year.
Who?
Senga. That splitters is
yeah, but Senga was a top priority in the beginning of the year, though, like for the Mets. Like, he was the guy to sign as far as starting pitchers go. I just don't buy the Cubs. I don't.
That pitching staff I have up on the screen does not scare you. Jordan Steele, Shota Imanaga, Hendricks. Are you kidding me? That doesn't scare you? Jordan Wicks?
No. Hendricks is 4 years old. Wicks, I don't know who the hell he is. Talion was 3 years old. Imanaga
last year.
Imanaga sounds like he's like the evil bad guy of the Ninja Turtles, and Justin Steele was like a 27-year-old rookie last year who worked out. I think, I know it pains you guys as Cardinals fans to hear me say, I always side with the Cardinals when it comes to these situations.
They got last place last year.
I don't care. You think the Cardinals are going to come in last place again? I don't buy it. I think they'll be right there. I know it hurt. Like, you don't want to believe it. Cardinals are always competitive. I think they're the best team in the NL Central when they put their mind where it needs to be. I think they'll go out and get what they need to get.
I hope you're right. And I think there is a strong possibility that the Cardinals will win the division. But that's about as far as they're going with this lineup / rotation.
I have the rotation up right here as we go.
Yeah, all these players had to sign up for AARP this year, so.
Sonny Gray, the ace. You got him. I mean, come on. To me, when I look at this starting rotation against the Cubs, Tyler, Lance Lynn is your third starter. I mean, my goodness.
Well, he'll end
you
up
had some Japanese guy you've never seen pitch as your second starter on the Cubs. Let's not pretend
I have confidence in those guys. I don't even have
to.
Do you
okay,
really?
so Shota Imanaga pitched in the World Baseball Classic and was lights out. And I mean, he took out a lot of the U.S. players, and I get that's only a sample size, but I mean,
I don't believe
Japanese
in the World
pitchers,
Baseball Classic either. That's not my favorite cup of tea.
So you believe in Lance Lynn and Steven Matz then?
No, I don't. I believe there are 3 and 4 starters. I'm not saying they're great.
I think you believe in the Cardinals' mystique.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
Oh God.
Josh, you believe in that mystique still, right? You believe this year, do they get the division? Do the Cardinals bounce back? Sir, look at this rotation I have up on the screen. Sonny Gray, Big Miles.
Hold on. Put side by side the Cubs, and you would not believe any more in that.
I'm going to get the Cubs back up there, big guy.
All right, put it back up, please.
Let
me memorize that so I can make fun of it for 2
All right,
minutes.
go ahead.
Okay, so I would barely, and I mean barely, take the Cardinals pitching rotation over the Cubs rotation.
Really?
Stands. If the Cubs would have kept Stroman, then I would think hands down the Cubs would have the best rotation.
The fact that Stroman is the deciding factor in this makes you believe it's really
if
not.
If Stroman could do what he did again last year, if he could do what he did last year again next year, absolutely. Why not? I had him in fantasy. He was fantastic. Hell, I had him and Steele.
All right.
I mean, my neighbor's Bob Steele. He died of a heart attack. That's great. I mean,
I forgot about Bob. He was at your wedding.
Great guy.
His wife was at the wedding, right?
Yep. Well, yeah, absolutely.
Sandy Steele. I just think
hold on. How is that pitching?
I'm just saying, like, Steele had a great year last year. I think you're underrated as a guy who gets in fantasy baseball by May 30th. I think
3.06 ERA.
Like, he was good. Like, he was really, really good.
1.46 ERA plus, 3.02 FIP.
I'm with you on Hendricks. I'm not a big Hendricks.
I know
Hendricks is on his way out.
Yeah, I'm not a big
Hendricks. Yeah, this is his farewell.
So what about Jordan Wicks? What 7 ERA at this point?
It's a 5.
You should be scared of anyone with the last name Wick.
A good call there, Logan. That's a great call on that one. Hey, can I ask you guys about the NL Central too here? Okay, so a couple notes I had on it was they finished, like I said, 83 and 79 last year, the Cubs. You're hearing about – this is the thing with the Cubs I want you guys to keep in mind as we move on here from it. They're also talking about Hoskins, as Logan mentioned. They talked about Hader. They're still worried about them possibly in the Chapman discussion too. So there is option out to the Cubs. That's the part where I wanted to kind of get this discussion rolling with the Cubs. Also with the Cardinals, though, guys, I want – just real quick, I don't want to go too much with the Cardinals too long, but I do want to get your guys' quick reaction to that trade for Kitteridge, who was a good player for the Rays last year, but you traded an outfielder to the Rays. Is there a little psychological edge there, Logan, where you don't like that trade?
I don't hate the trade at all. Look, there are always going to be percentages where you trade away a guy and he turns into the big thing. I told you a little bit about Arozarena when we traded him. In AAA, Arozarena was lights out. We knew he was going to be something in 2019, and then we were shocked in 2020 when he got traded to the Rays. Palacios, he was substantial. Okay, maybe not. He was good when he played for the Cardinals this year. But look, he was the 6th best outfielder. He's not going to get any playing time, and there's a clog there, and you cannot be prospect hogging just because you got bit in the ass 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and 5 years ago. You need to be worried about how you trade players. Like a Arozarena never needed to be traded. But Kitteridge is he's a proven talent.
He is good.
It's not like we're trading for another prospect like Liberator.
Is he your closer?
No. Well,
I mean, I'm thinking he closed games for the Rays.
Well,
there's a rule where he could close for you guys. I mean, you guys got rid of Hicks, traded him to the Rays or to the Blue Jays.
Yeah,
I think he could be the starter for you guys.
He could be the closer. There's still rumblings about them being the favorites to get like Breeler or something, and Neris and Maton. I can't remember.
How about your boy Hicks? You got to get him back? Come on.
No, I hate Jordan Hicks.
Whoa, easy. Easy.
Oh no.
Easy. Josh, real quick here. Back to you on the Kitteridge part. You got Kitteridge, and then I want you to focus on this. After you give me your Kitteridge points, then we'll get to Tyler and Logan on this. And then we'll move on to my next part. And then we'll get Logan out of here. I think he's got a few minutes. Unless you can join me more, Logan. You're always welcome, as you know. Cardinals, they get Kitteridge. Give me your thought on that. And then here's my dark horse in the NL Central. The Reds, Doug's Reds. I think there's a chance.
LeBron James.
Well, Kitteridge trade. My official reaction was like, I don't know what just happened because I wasn't sure the guy was. I forgot he was an all-star. I think in 21. He just didn't ring a bell for me. My bad. Then I went and looked him up and I found that out.
Any relief pitcher can make the All-Star game.
Baseball as a pitcher really doesn't mean that much as far as
that's true, but I watched the All-Star games and we covered the game, I believe. So
well, good for you, but we won't remember. We won't bring that up again.
Yeah. Anyways, so I mean, I'm okay with it now. Palacios probably will turn into something. I was excited to see him on the roster opening day this year. So it is what it is. It's baseball. It's business. Hopefully the guy works out for us, and we still need another bullpen arm and we need another starter, which they're not going to go get until the deadline, depending on where they're at in the standings.
Josh, give me your honest opinion of the Reds, though. Green, Ashcroft, Ladola, and Montas. I'm just saying, to me, when I look at something like we looked at those lineups right there, those four, the Reds might have the most potential in terms of stuff. Tyler, you looked at the four. You were talking about Hendricks at 4. Montas could be your 4th best starter. That's better than Hendricks.
The first 3 are better, though, as a total.
So I'm just saying I kind of believe in the Reds rotation. Maybe you guys aren't on board with me yet. So I guess
I think Hunter Green's amazing.
I believe in Hunter Green and Lodolo. Back to the Cardinals. Daren is the best Mexican player in all of baseball. Better. And then back to the Reds. The hitting, there's no hitting there. We got who do we got? We got the De La Cruz, who strikes out 280 times a year. I just don't believe in it. I believe in Lodolo, Hunter Green. That 1-2 combo will be good. Meadow Central is the Cardinals to be had, in my opinion. The Brewers, is Corbin Burns going to want to be there for a year and a half? Probably not. Or even a half a year. No.
Nope.
Is Woodruff even going to want to be there?
No, he's gone. He's a free agent.
Yeah. Well, okay, but he hasn't been signed. Where is he going? Not on the
Well, we're going to get into that in just a second, big guy.
Thank you, little guy. The NL Central is wide open, and I believe in the St. Louis Cardinals.
Come on, Pirates. You can do it. You're my new team, the A's. I got to go with the Pirates now, Logan.
Can we get it? Is O'Neal Cruz and the De La Cruz on the Reds? As a fan of baseball, is anyone been more overrated than the De La Cruz on the Reds? Because I was like, the guy on the Pirates is just as good, and everyone's
He's
like,
way
no.
better.
We haven't seen really O'Neal.
Reds is way better.
We haven't seen O'Neal Cruz really flourish because he gets injured every 5 minutes. But De La Cruz was awesome. He had a couple.
Let me hold up. They both were awesome when they were healthy for that first month and a half of their careers. They kind of showed the same thing. But going forward, who do you believe in more? Logan, Josh, Daren?
O'Neal Cruz. Go ahead, Logan.
I believe in De La Cruz.
They both have the list.
Okay.
Josh.
The Cruz brothers need to be on the same team.
Come on, Josh. What do you got?
I'd go opposite of Logan on this one.
Good. Mike McHenry, big part
I
of
think
it.
the dude in Pittsburgh is a ball.
Mike McHenry, out there, Pirates announcer. That's why me and you, Josh, we got you on the stage.
I think honestly, O'Neal Cruz's downfall is going to be how tall he is, honest, and he's going to be just too much.
I like the other kid from Pittsburgh too.
The third baseman, Hayes, or the pitcher they drafted at LSU.
Actually, both of those guys. Brian Hayes is the next star defensive third base. He's the next Nolan Arenado.
Well, who's the guy they drafted at LSU though? Is it Sudes or something like that? That guy is.
Defensively, he will be.
The one fucking never mind. Ignore my language. Is Brian Hayes on the Pirates after a year? Next year, will he survive next offseason?
He signed an extension for 8 years last year.
Yeah.
But will he survive an extra offseason?
No, he will not. He will not. He won't. I don't think he will. I don't think there's a
With the
chance.
Pirates?
Yeah, with the Pirates. No. I mean, Wander Franco's in jail. He signed a great extension.
Yeah, he could come out, though. I can see him making it out in a few years.
They're not going to break that core apart.
I think
they got this young little nucleus. They're not going to break that apart. That'd be the dumbest thing they could do.
I mean, and they're paying him like less than – I think they're paying him $8 million a year.
Yeah, I think they got him on cheap.
Who?
Brian Hayes.
Yeah, they're not paying him any money at all.
I mean, it's not like they're paying him $30 million a year.
Logan,
I'm sorry, Dan.
Hold on, because I know you might enjoy this story. I had to share it. I was driving over. So did you hear the story about at the fan fest for the Pirates, how the GM said they had for questions that are next week at their fan fest that they have to send in questions and then they're going to go through them and they can only answer certain questions that are appropriate. Are you telling that is if the Pirates? I tell you, Mike McKendry, thank you. I love you for coming on our show. You've been a great guest of the Pirates. That is the dumbest thing. That's right up where the A's is dumb stuff right there. That is like we're not going to let the fans ask a question. Like I don't know. I don't get it. Like it's like you're censoring.
Darren, keep going. Just move on, buddy. Don't get me going on this.
It's so weird though that they did that. I'm sorry, Josh, but it's like, do you, like first of all, have the Pirates fan base just have said anything out of turn? I mean, it's kind of you remember a couple of years ago when everyone was talking about how the Browns sucked in the NFL and they if you don't like us now, then don't like us when we're 1-17 or something.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like that for the Pirates, and I mean it's not like they would ever ask some hard-hitting questions, so why do you even need to do that? You just opened up a can of worms that wasn't even around you, and then now you're bringing all this. Oh my gosh, it's so stupid. Just leave it alone.
It's one of the dumbest things. And I like the Tyler knows is the Pirates. Good, T.
It's like what Seattle did, but not even that bad last year. Like literally less than a year ago, we're talking about an even worse situation in Seattle, where they're saying we're not calling up guys. It's bad. There has to be something done in Major League Baseball on the commissioner level, on the fan base level, where this shit gets figured out. Where we don't have these conversations. And like talking to 4 people who I respect that love baseball, it makes me sad that like I don't see a point where this isn't going to happen. Like it's sad. Because it was worse last year when it happened with Seattle. Like they admittedly, not even on purpose.
I feel like that
the Reds
before that.
The Reds 2 years ago, whenever the owner went off on that rant, and that I mean, it's just so stupid. It's like the owners, and I mean, like we've said on this show multiple times, we need a salary floor. I mean, just to get things going, and I understand that may have to include a cap. I don't think it does, but I think in order to get, because they always complain. They're always like, we gotta go out and we have to get money from all this, and we can't afford this. And it's like, you can't afford it because fans aren't there because you put out a bad product. And anyways, I'm sorry, I went off too long.
Pathetic product.
No, you're fine.
Hey. Best name in the world.
Major League Baseball.
I sat next to you at Tyler's wedding. Thank you for tuning in today. Talking a little baseball here. If you were at McGurk's wedding there, what a wedding it was. What a wedding there, Tyler. What a wedding.
Sorry, you guys. I sent you an invite, Josh and Logan.
Logan was offended. Logan
must have got lost in the mail.
Fine. My flight was delayed anyways.
Good.
Sorry, I didn't want to go out to California.
Who would want to go to California these days, Josh? I understand wholeheartedly. I don't want to be here anymore.
By the way, that guy that you keep flashing up there who's talking about the A's, we talked about that.
That's Tyler's brother.
Is it?
My brother. Hey, motherfucker.
I mean, we talked about the Trevor Gott signing a couple weeks ago. Is it Trevor Gott?
How about a World Series of Blackburn, Sears, Miller, Medina? I mean, Walchuk? Are you kidding me? How are you not going to beat that lineup? Me and Ryan, we have tailgated at many games together at A's games. Ryan, we'll have to hit one.
You should hear Hana's opinion, Darren's wife's opinion of Ryan talking about the the pitchers on the.
I went to this famous game with Ryan's brother and Doug Jones, Tyler's brother, and me, my wife, and I sat next to Ryan. Went to the game this time, and Josh. So basically, the A's bullpen is right next. If you get seats, you can get right next to their bullpen. They warm up right there. And Doug Jones was the closer for the Tigers back in the day. Big Doug Jones, if you remember him.
Doug Jones.
And I think every time from the second inning in to about the ninth inning, it might have been the Coors Lights talking. I don't know what it was, but over time, it was Doug Jones.
Some McGurk influence.
Doug Jones. And then finally, Doug Jones acknowledged him about 3 hours into the game later. So Ryan, always a little shout out there for the Doug Jones part of it with it. So appreciate you tuning in. Hey. Let me keep it rolling here. We're getting close. I'm moving. I know part of it's my fault here, so I want to get it moving. Tyler, Josh, you guys saved me early on in the show, so I appreciate that. Logan, you're jumping on here. I know you might have to jump off anytime. If you do, that's fine. If not,
I have to go, but I want to hear what your trivia question is.
Okay, let's do that right now. Then I'm going to get at the Stroman part. All right, MLB trivia brought to you. Who am I? All right. We'll give Tyler. I think you might have an advantage over the other one. So if you want to give Logan and Josh the first guess,
I won't
that
say
would be
anything.
fine. Ryan McGurk. I know you're probably not watching anymore, but if you were, he was a legend. He was a legend on your. I feel like it will blow it for Tyler, so I don't want to say it yet. So here we go. Finished first hint. I'm going to give you the hint. Finished top 5 in Cy Young voting for 3 straight seasons in the American League. Does anybody want it? And then I'll give you he also played in the AL West. He did finish in the Type-Tongue Cy Young voting. He did finish it, just to give you a little of the years, from 2010 to 2012. He played in the AL West and finished top 5 in Cy Young voting. Best was 2011. Don't look it up, Tyler. Best was 2011.
I'm texting you.
Best was 2011. Second place. Finished behind Verlander. Was first. So any guesses out there?
Oh my gosh.
Tyler, you are correct. So Tyler has the answer. He texted me the answer. It is correct. I'll give a guess.
It's an A's player, right?
It's gotta be an A's player.
Not an Oakland A's player. It is
really
not an Oakland A's player. Believe it or not, it is not an Oakland A's player.
I'm surprised.
It is not. I'm not as biased as you think I would.
Josh, it's not an Astro.
Yeah,
I had one player outside the A's who I thought it could, or with the A's who I thought it could be, and this was the other guy.
It's not King Felix, is it?
No. The other hint I'll give you is this. This might be the biggest hint, especially for maybe you guys will live. He had a brother that pitched for the Tigers and the Dodgers as well, and he had a pretty decent career. Went on a Hall of Fame career, but made an All-Star game or two.
Similar wind-up also.
From Southern California. Went to Long Beach State.
I'm going to kick myself.
That means he played for probably the Dodgers.
Oh, Jared Weaver.
That a boy.
Oh my gosh. His brother was Jeff Weaver of the Cardinals. Yeah.
Okay. I did that. He's part of my trivia question for this reason only, gentlemen. As you know me, I love history of baseball. I'm going to show you one of my favorite plays of all time here as I get it up on here.
I knew it.
Jared Weaver just him and Kyle Seager at bat.
Is this when he's throwing 88 or when he's throwing 96?
Just enjoy it regardless.
The commentary is great.
Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Here we go.
Oh yeah. Put up that timeout.
Right. What am I? What am I? I'm Jared. I don't know what it is about that where Kyle Seager looks at him and says,
"That's washed up, Jared.
What the F's your problem?" And Weaver's like, "You're my effing problem. I'm going to throw the ball right at you." And he hits him right there. Fun fact about Jared Weaver. Tyler, do you know the fun fact about him?
Long Beach State University?
Yeah, you got a Coco Crisp involved.
Coco Crisp involved? I don't know. No.
Tyler got a foul ball. Jared Weaver was pitching.
Was he pitching?
He was. Jared Weaver, Coco Crisp to Tyler, sitting right next to me and my wife, grabs it out of the air. The only foul ball I've sat next to.
Left-handed.
Tyler got the foul ball there from Jared Weaver. So
you caught it barehanded?
Barehanded. He got it right in the air.
It actually hit the ground, hit the railing, back to me.
Oh, okay.
Right to it.
Still.
Pretty good catch, though. Go ahead, Josh.
I was going to say, that's still a good catch.
It is a good catch. Hey, let me ask you this. Did you guys remember Jared Weaver? What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of him, I guess?
Lost potential.
Top 3.
If he was on any other team, I think he would have won a Cy Young.
Man, Verlander was so
I thought he
good.
was a homosexual, to be honest.
Because of the long hair? Is that what you thought? I just think that he was kind of lost for a few years because he was so dominant for 4 years. Josh, I feel like he's kind of, and then he was so off, he's forgotten. So that's what I try to do with these MLB trivias, is try to give you just a little flashback to some of the old guys here.
Isn't it weird that we thought he was he was one of the top pitchers in MLB, and then we thought he was a surefire Hall of Famer. I mean, at least I did when I was a kid. Yeah. And then he just fell off, and it's not like he was injury prone like Lincecum. It was hey, I'm sorry, because at first I thought it was Lincecum, but I mean, he just kind of fell off, and I always hated that because maybe he just couldn't.
He lost his velocity.
I was gonna say, I think maybe he couldn't keep up with the other pitchers who were going up to 95 miles an hour average on their velocity, and he was still at 92.
He was such a pain. Like, I'm telling you, as an A's fan, he literally was he was one of my worst guys. You just knew he was going to throw strikes. You're going to see that damn slider over and over again. And you're just and he could control it out of his mind. But I always liked him because of that moment for pegging Seager. I don't know what it was about that play. It was more like my competitiveness on defense. It's like when Madden or something like this. Guy's he's wasting 35 seconds every play. I'm going to do some cheap shot. He's just Seager calls time. He just gets personal about it. He's like, you know what? I'm willing to get ejected for that timeout. I'm going to throw right at it. So there was always this funny part about it. And Jared Weaver is forgotten about as well, Tyler.
Yeah, Jared Weaver, or it's Jeff. I don't even know who.
Or Jeff. Jeff Weaver.
Jeff Weaver is the guy who's more forgotten. Jared Weaver is Tim Lincecum of that era. Jared Weaver, how many Cy Youngs did Jared Weaver have? At least one, maybe two.
No, he never had any.
No, I was gonna say he never had one.
No, he has one.
Nope, I looked it up. He's 3-time All-Star. He finished top 5 in the Cy Young 3 straight years. 2, he finished behind Verlander.
2 a couple of times. Because Jared Weaver was absolutely
he finished
filthy.
5, 3, and 2.
Okay, he's the most resemblance of Tim Lincecum I've seen in all Major League Baseball because he was absolutely filthy. And anyone who wants to if I was a Jared Weaver Anaheim Angels fan, I'd be like, this guy is just as good as Tim Lincecum because he had the same strikeout ratios. He was just as nasty, and they had the same fall off. They both lost velocity in their final years, and it became where they were absolutely unplayable, where they were pathetic. It was like, we can't play this guy. You want to go to the Tigers, you want to go to the Angels with Lincecum.
It was bad.
They were terrible pitchers once they lost their velocity.
No,
that's where I think they're almost Lincecum has 2 Cy Youngs, 3 no hitters. Weaver has, I think, 2 no hitters. I thought he did have a Cy Young. Obviously, it doesn't.
Okay, his favorite. This is what going to be my last hit with him. My favorite no hitter or it wasn't even a no hitter.
Who?
But he threw. It happened in 2022 with Hunter Green, and then I forget the relief pitcher that finished the game off. But in 2008, he's known for throwing 6 innings of no-hit ball and getting a loss. That was what he was famous for. He threw 6 innings, no-hit ball, and he got a loss on the Angels. He lost to the Dodgers in interleague play 1-0. So that was going to be one of my other clues of that as well. So I thought that was funny. Logan, I got you on this one, and I got it right. Dustin Pedroia, not 2008, not 2007, Dustin. 2008, Dustin.
Oh man!
I can't believe that the name. I can't believe that the name Miguel Ordonez never offended you. Didn't cause you to just hurt your heart to hurt or anything.
They were up 3-0. They were up 3-0. They were not. And
Was that Balfour? That was a Balfour.
No, it was Houston Street. Houston Street.
There it is. Houston Street.
You can't bring up Baglio.
Oh, God.
Soft spot for
Logan, I hope you can join us next week. I got another MLB trivia question for you, my friend. I know you love that stuff, so I'm going to give it to you next week as well. So
I do.
I'm going to bring you another one. Appreciate you joining with us. You could tonight. You always have great content as you do. I hope to see you next week, my friend.
Yeah. Marcus Stroman. Good to see you in the Yankees pinstripes. Love you, buddy. Bye, guys.
Thank you, Logan. See ya.
See you, buddy.
Logan Stone, classic. Like I say, an original. One of the originals here at it. So we got to give him a little credit for it. Breaking news here, like I said, that's the one thing that's been great about this offseason. Josh and I were talking before you got Logan kind of going on him a little bit more. It's not the original, but like him coming on is just he loves baseball. So I love having Logan on. He knows me and Josh. He knows that. So I know Josh and him were even closer than me and him. But I love talking baseball with him on it. Breaking news here. A couple things here, and then we'll get us out of here. Breaking news: Yankees they signed Stroman, our guy Josh. That you're in on Stroman, right?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like if he had finally found it and what he was last year is who he's going to be in the future, he was somebody I was willing to take a 3-year, $25-a-year deal on.
All right. That's the thing, Tyler, with me and Tyler have talked about this before, is like, I'm not sure about with him. I'm not sure where he fits for me, like in terms of free agency, because if he's been one of the more high quality pitchers in the league, when you look at his stats in terms of your above average kind of rankings of pitchers, but sometimes I guess maybe it's partially because I want more from him. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like there's more potential there that I want more, but he still is giving me the quality stats I need.
I mean, I can see where you're coming from on that. Like, I get it. But last year, I mean, until he got hurt, he was rock solid, phenomenal.
No, he was. But I guess I just feel like with the Mets, even like I feel like his inconsistency stretches maybe frustrate me more. Maybe I'm looking too much at those.
No, because that's something I always complain about, is being available and being consistent.
Yep. No, I hear you.
That's one of my biggest things. So I mean, I agree with the point you're making.
Damn you, internet. Damn you.
Shit, man. I have finally accepted the fact that my opinions and my views on things are going to change about sports and games and everything else as I get older.
No, I hear you on that. I get you on that. So Yankees, they signed Stroman. They get him. I heard Josh. They offered him a Stroman or Snell a deal, but there was a big gap there. So maybe that's why they pivoted, went right to Stroman right away. They got Cole now. They got Stroman there at the top of the order. They got the lefty there. Then they also got why is the guy escaping me the name? The lefty they got from the Giants the year before. They got him as well. If you can help me with it, you can say it.
I'm trying to think of who it is.
They got him the year before with it. So their lineup, it's not Snell, where Snell I felt like maybe would be a luxury a little bit, but they get Stroman. He gives them that consistent inning. He's into his hometown again. They also just want to pass this on too. Logan let us know. Juan Soto, he signed an agreement for a $31 million salary in a arbitration. That's a record deal for the Yankees. So, man, Josh, this is a year where the Yankees, you can't expect them to miss the playoffs in a year like this. That just can't happen in a year like this
I think the Yankees are trying to compete with the Dodgers. I think that's all this is at this point. I think they're going, okay, we need to do everything we can so we can, when we make the World Series.
I feel like the Dodgers are almost taking this to another level, though. That's also part of it.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
they're taking it to another level, as we kind of discussed a little bit with that. It's like
horrible.
3 guys, $1 billion. Josh, you said you watched, as we end the show here, you said you watched the top 10 right now. All right, so I got the pitchers and catchers up here. I know you're off screen a little bit here with it, but I'm going to put it up on the screen here. Top 10 catchers, and then we'll kind of get out of here on 7th inning stretch here. I got the top 10 pitchers. Let's start with that. Cole, Burns, Gallen, Verlander, Snell, Wheeler, Strider, Webb, Fried, Gray. I found it interesting that at this point, we'll see what Snell goes, but based on, let's say he was on the Padres last year, 8 of those 10 guys are NL pitchers. Okay. I know Cole is the number 1 guy. Burns, it was funny. He's number 2, but man, not a very good postseason performance last year. So like that kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Fried, which would have been a lot higher the year before. When you saw that top 10 list, and you got your guy Sonny Gray on your Cardinals number 10, any thoughts about that?
That surprised me.
Anything about
I didn't
that?
think he'd be that high.
Yeah, that kind of surprised me. Anything jump out to you? Is that what it is, Sonny Gray?
It's Sonny Gray. I thought Burns was a little high for his postseason, but I mean, I still would have had him in top 5. Stop moving. Hold on. Go back down.
Oh, sorry.
I'm looking at it.
I'll go back to it.
Look at
Sorry.
I would have had Strider up above Wheeler. Actually, you know what? I would have had probably Cole, Snell, Gallen, Strider, and then kind of filled in the rest. I don't know who I would have had at 10, but Sonny Gray caught me off guard.
The interesting thing for me in that when I look at that list is that Verlander is still number 4. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable putting him at number 4. That's just kind of where I feel with that a little bit. So I don't know.
Produces.
I don't know. I don't. It doesn't feel like number 4 starter to me anymore. But maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe we'll see where I'm at. So so basically, you only have 2 American League guys that are on the list. He's one of them. One of the American Leagues with the Cole. So that was that. And then we had the catchers on here that I thought was top 10. Kind of interesting.
This one I didn't agree with.
Okay, yeah, it was kind of interesting as I get it up on the screen that the top 10 catchers on that list. Obviously, I agree with number 1. I agree with number 2.
Yep.
I don't agree with 3 and 4.
Really? Okay, hold on. Who do you?
No. Sean Murphy is much better than JT is much better than Sean Murphy in my opinion.
Really?
In my opinion, yes. I feel and Murphy, obviously I watched as an A's player. I know he hit a lot last year home run with the Braves. But I just know this: if there's a stress at bat, I'm probably taking JT over Murphy most of the time.
Well, Romuto's got more experience, so I mean, fine. If you wanted to flip those 2, okay, I can accept that.
That's the only one. I find
that's the only one you got a problem with.
Well, I kind of find it funny that they have the Contreras brothers 5 and 6. I feel like that's a little bit of a bailout, and I don't understand why Gabriel Moreno is number 10.
Okay, so you and I are on the same page because I think the Contreras brothers should be lower. I think Moreno should be higher. I think it should be Kirk at 4, Moreno at 5, Diaz at 6. If you want to put the Contreras brothers at 7 and 8, hold on, I'm out of order somewhere. Or 8 and 9, whatever. I think Cal Raleigh at 10. That would be more acceptable to me, but.
So
yeah.
And then our guy Diaz was out. Our guy, Susie loves him over there with it. So I just thought I love the MLB Now top 10, and I just thought I wanted to bring that up here off season. They're doing shortstops tonight. I didn't watch it yet, but I know they said Dansby Swanson made a jump this year, so I'll be interested where he goes. He was a big conversation on our 7th inning stretch last year in the off season. So we'll probably talk about that a little bit next week as well as we kind of get into, and I have a few other things that we're going to bring out with the MLB offseason that me and you have talked about that we wanted to do during the offseason. So we'll do that. We'll talk about stadiums. Shout out to my brother got me a great stadium book. Josh been reading up on all the stadiums from all the years. So I'm prepared for our stadium draft when we do that there. So a lot of good stuff there. So I thought the top 10 was a good thing to kind of get into just because there's a lot with it. I want to ask you this, Josh, just real quick. I thought it'd be fun. Okay, so they did the top 10 shortstop. So 14 years ago, they launched the series in 2011, this top 10 of who's at which position and that. So here's what it was in 2011. They had a top position. I got it up here on the screen if you're watching on YouTube here with us. So top right fielder, this is 2011. These were your top players at each position voted here like they do every year. Ichiro Suzuki, right field. Andrew McCutchen, center field. Left field, Ryan Braun. Shortstop, Hanley Ramirez. Third base, Evan Longoria. First base, Albert Pujols, just signed with the Angels. Second base, Robinson Cano. Catcher, Joe Joe Mauer, starting pitcher Roy Halladay, and relief pitcher Mariano Rivera. So I thought that was fun just to give a little perspective on what was up with it. My guy Aaron, That's My Sports. I saw you doing your Giants stuff tonight. Appreciate you watching the show here. We're kind of getting near the end. Hope maybe you can check some of it out earlier. Not the first maybe 10 minutes as though I was off the air, but I think Josh and Tyler covered me well enough while I was off there. My internet did not get the job done. Did not get the job done for me during the first 10 minutes. You hang with that.
Covered you well enough is subjective.
You get to that point, you're fine with it. That my guy Aaron from That's My Sports. We talked a little about your Mets too in Benaya, just to let you know. Appreciate you always tuning in. You retweet our stuff, and I like your shows as well. So just appreciate you, my guy out there at That's My Sports. We'll continue to be a fan of yours moving forward as well.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Do you agree with all these, or would you have changed any of these?
The funny thing is I can't necessarily think. Like 2011, my starting pitcher is like the first of that guys that comes to my mind is Kershaw and Verlander over Halladay.
Yeah, me too. That's why I'm like.
But Halladay was a beast. So at the same time, what's the name that surprises? Is there any name that surprises you?
Ramirez. Braun. I know Braun was good, but I don't think he was that good. I think he's overrated.
Yeah, well, Braun was a beast there. Ramirez is a weird one because every time you're on the Marlins and you're a star player, it always feels like you're about to be traded, just like when you were on the A's too in that regard. So, Ichiro is the one that surprises me the most because in 2001 he came into the league and he was the MVP. So 10 years later, for him to be the right fielder is kind of surprises me. Same with Pujols a little bit. But I think a lot of
Pujols was the top of his game. He just won a World Series.
Yep, I think that's what it was. Yep, that's what it was.
I mean, come on.
Who did you guys discuss? Who's the better catcher, Mauer or Posey? I will confidently say it's Buster Posey. Maybe you can say, Aaron, out there, it's my Barry of ties. Maybe that's what it is. But I feel like I've seen this guy locked it. He was the number 2 pick out of Florida State from the Giants, and then from day one was a stud for the Giants. Like maybe not always like Piazza type hitting numbers. Won an MVP as a catcher. Hit a huge home run off Matt Latos to win basically a wild card round to take it on. I like Joe Mauer, but to me it's not really that close. It's to me it's Posey. Josh, what do you got?
I mean, you already know what I think.
I'm assuming you're going Mr. Mauer.
No.
You're going to go Posey too?
No.
But between Mauer and Posey, that's the question. Who did you think was better?
Well, I was going to propose to you somebody different. So I'm going to throw a third name in.
Oh, boy. All right, here we go. Who is it?
You know who it is. The best defensive catcher of the last 50 years.
Logan, I love Logan commenting and Posey was better. Josh Molina had no business being in the number 1 in 2011, and you know it. Logan Stone, that's not a good comment.
Okay, Posey was a better overall player in the year 2011. Fine, whatever. But Molina had a better career.
He was a
better overall catcher.
Hey, to your point, Molina, but hold on. Molina was an all-star in 2011. Was voted 21st at MVP that year, so it's not like he was a total bum in 2011.
No, he wasn't a flop at all. That was the first year his hitting actually got better across the board. And then he was like in the top 10 for MVP in 2013. So that's when he really hit his prime. And that's why I'm like, everybody forgets. That's when Yachty's offense actually developed.
Did you
he was
also
all
know
defense until 2011.
In 2012 too, though. So he finished 4th in 2012 too. To your point,
I mean, that's why Posey was a really good catcher. I don't think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Mostly because
he's not a first ballot. No.
I mean, I think he's like a last time, and he's like all right, the guy did so good, but his career was so short.
3-time champion, rookie of the year, MVP.
Okay, those are individual awards. That's Hall of Fame stuff. World Series don't matter to me for the.
But Molina didn't fit it. Molina's a Hall of Famer too. He's going to be in there eventually.
He should be probably second ballot, I would say.
Yeah,
maybe third.
He'll get in there eventually. Posey was better than Josh Molina 2011. You know it. Other comment too that Molina was the best catcher. Yeah. 2012, 2016, he was better than probably Posey at that point. But I will say Posey, he was still in that MVP. It was a good debate. So 2012, Posey MVP, won it. MVP the next, or 20th in MVP the next year, 6th the year after that, 9th, and then 14th. So he was right there on that list. Molina's greatest run was 21st, 4th, and 3rd in terms of MVP voting. Molina has always had, the Mets. I hate OCX. Who's the guy? Me and my bro, we had your boy CP Sportsnet on one year. Who's the guy that robbed? Maybe it wasn't. I feel like he robbed Molina in Game 7 of a home run. Who was the left fielder that robbed Molina? It's still like to me one of the greatest catches I've ever seen live. I'm like watching it on the West Coast. It was Game 7, Mets Cardinals in an 06 series, and I just remember Molina. I feel like it was Molina that hit the home it was going to be a home run to left field, and this Mets guy reaches out over the fence. Yes, thank you. Endy Chavez. It was Scott Rowland. You're right. It was.
Okay. That's what I was like. What's that, Yachty?
Thank you. I just remember that play being like, that's maybe the greatest play I've ever seen. But the Mets obviously didn't finish the job to make the World Series at that point. But I remember at that time thinking, my gosh, that was going to be awesome at that point. That was going to be the guy. That
was it right there.
Yeah. So I thought that was going to be the key with it.
I couldn't remember who it was off of though.
No, I couldn't either. But all right, well, that's 7th inning stretch here for tonight. We've gone pretty long on the show. Part of it's my fault, my internet. I'm sorry, anybody that I've let you down in that regard. My banner, trust me, if nobody's more frustrated than me with that. But I appreciate Josh Edwards staying with me on the show tonight. Logan Stone coming on the show. Appreciate you jumping on as well. Yes, Aaron Heisman. You guys also rip on him quite a bit as well. I've heard his name be thrown around the Mets world there. That's my sports. Appreciate you jumping on here late with us in the chat. Sharks Cup, appreciate you jumping on. Ryan, that's Ryan McGurk, one of my guys here. Tyler's brother. Darren Dorado jumping on. We'll be back with you probably in a couple weeks here. Maybe next week as well. We'll see where the breaking note. We'll see if Snell gets signed. That might change a little bit of it for us here. But
we'll see how bad the weather is.
Yeah, we'll see that too. But 7th
because if we got next time off work.
Exactly. That as well too. We might get off work too with it. So Josh Edwards, sorry about the malfunction at the beginning, but as always, my friend, good episode.
Dessert.
Absolutely. So, all right. So for Josh Edwards, for Logan Stone, for Tyler McGurk, we'll see you next week. Variety Sports Network. We're out. Peace.